Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here with a new episode. Is the governing body hiding? They're hiding something all the time. But are they now hiding for something? You know, in a previous video, if you didn't watch it, watch it. There was a court case now against the governing body. That's official. That court case, description in the link to that court case, is responsibility for the abuse. And the good thing is the governing body members are individually subpoenaed, including a whiskey lover, single malt lover, Tony Morris. You know, the one who silently went away with no reason, no explanation to the Jehovah's Witnesses, no explanation at all. They bought him a nice house for him and his wife. The owner of that house, Watchtower. But also, good old Tony is subpoenaed by the court. Sanderson, the old school governing body. Of course, Led and all those other people. Not the new ones. Not Jeffrey Winder, Flegel, Jodie, Jelle, and that other one who just recently was appointed. I forgot his name because no one knows him at all. He didn't appear in some videos or whatever. But are they in hiding? Because when they show up and testify, it will come out to the people. Like the Australian Royal Commission. It will come out. It is documented. Maybe videos. But it's documented. They don't want that. Are they in hiding now? If I look at the jw.org website, they always eager to praise themselves, to give them a pat on the back when they won a case. In Russia, they love the card, we're persecuted. But now the whole governing body is subpoenaed and they are silent. There is no news article on the website that the worldly authorities try to persecute Jehovah's people. They love the spotlight. We know that. Since the start of the broadcasting, we know how they love the spotlight. They are celebrities. They are loving every second they are on that television in the Jehovah's Witness living rooms. But if I look now at the website, it's silent. All the recent added videos, the latest broadcast, are done by other people. We have the broadcasting. At the 5th of May there is a Rejoice Despite Distress video. I didn't see it yet, but the title is already bad. Then 25th of April, Clive Martin, Jonathan Smith. 18th of April, latest videos added. Nicholas Aladis, never heard of that man. Then the 18th of April, that is Isaac Marais, never heard of that man. And 13th of April we have Gage Flegel. So already a month now there is no governing body member on the videos. Coincidence? Maybe. Has it something to do with that court case? I think so, but it's just speculation. But they are in a bad position now. Where is the earthly mouthpiece on earth? Maybe Jehovah's Witnesses can comment on this. Where are they? They are the ones who's taking charge. They are the ones who are equal to God. But it appears now that they are in a bad spot. And I think they will be on the headlines, maybe, of the New York Times. I think they have the wrong president in that country also now. And maybe this will be a big problem for them, because on their home base, on their home turf in New York, they're getting subpoenaed. And it's gonna be bad for them. If they go and testify, it will be bad. But if they refuse to testify, it will also be bad. I don't know the law in New York. Maybe someone who's living there in the States can explain it. But I think if you don't show up, you also can be arrested. We also know they have a big database with files, with names of people who committed serious sins. But my problem is that the governing body is playing hide and seek. I think they are laying low now. They don't want to stand out in the crowd now. I think they're preparing the other governing body members with tasks, because there is a possibility that they are getting into deep problems. That's also why Gage Flegel is there, Jeffrey Weiner is there, the Jitterly guy is there, to keep the company running while they're absent. I don't know, I didn't do my research on the sales of single malt in the last few weeks, but I think it will be exponentially growing. I think Tony Morris is turning his house into a single malt distillery, Scottish style, because he thought, I can go away and live a quiet life. But now he's getting subpoenaed. And we all know he was one of the ones in the governing body who had the most strict rules on everything. If Tony Morris was there, there were no beards and pens. And people vanish as smoke. But he is vanished as smoke. But where there is smoke, there is fire, Tony. So also Tony is getting into problems, because he also have to appear in court. And it's a little bit coincident now that they are laying low. And you see the other new guys having some time on your screen to encourage you to keep on donating, obeying, and everything. So maybe all the helpers are getting more prominent roles now. We'll see, I don't know. But the last month, all the videos were about other people besides the governing body. And it's time that the governing body is held accountable for everything that's happened. There are a lot of people waiting, almost 40, 50 years maybe, for justice. That they reported something in an organization and nobody cared about them. Nobody did anything. They didn't even let the authorities investigate the case. We have to be submissive to authorities, is the words of the earthly mouthpiece governing body members. And we as human beings, Jehovah's Witnesses, are complying to that. They are submissive to the authorities. They feel the heat. They feel the pain. There's no pain in the governing body because they don't care about you. They don't care if you are getting abused. They don't care if you are hurt, if you are a victim, because as my previous video said, all the attention goes to the one who committed the sin, to get that man or woman back into the organization, to keep the numbers up. They don't care about the feelings getting hurt. They don't care that you are emotionally a wreck. They don't care that you don't want to live another day. They only want that someone who committed a sin comes back. There is no care for the victim. They didn't change policies like they had to do from the authorities. Also, you see it in Australia. You see that nothing has changed since the Australian Royal Commission. Now they are getting answers in Parliament about that. What has changed? Nothing. So there will be a repercussion. And now that repercussion is coming to your doorstep. Tony, Stephen, it's coming to your doorstep. And you are being held accountable now for everything that you allowed to happen in your organization. You can't just sit before the TV screen and preach about the good things, but don't say anything about bad things happening in your organization. It's not all kumbaya. There are things that also need to be addressed. In every company, things go good and bad. And the bad things you have to change. Why? Because it will benefit the people and yourself, but especially the people who are working for you. You want to make their lives more easy. You want the best for them to flourish in a healthy but safe environment. And you as the governing body members failed to do that. And that's why I applaud the governments, the authorities, to start a court case individually to all those governing body members. Because it's time that you face your biggest fear. Because you let all those people for 50 or 100 years already down. People who devoted their lives to you. People who were looking up to you. People who were just blindly following you. And if something bad happened to somebody, you have to protect somebody. If I was an elder, I always called the police within the first minute that I heard something about abuse or whatever. I'm not gonna call the service department and then No. Things that go wrong have to be solved. You have to solve them. Problems need to be solved. And this is not a problem. This is even bigger than a problem. This is a disaster. You don't want anything of this caliber in your organization. But what do? Don't. We get repercussion on God's name. Silence. And we have to forgive, and we have to do this, and we have to do that. If somebody did something to one of the governing body members, family. I love to see if they also that empathic and just say, oh, we leave it in God's hands and stuff like that. No, justice is justice. And justice is in our bodies. Justice is in our mind. We know without doing research what's good and what's bad. Deep down below, you feel, that doesn't feel good. So we have a moral compass, every one of us. But you are shifting, you are pushing everything to the side for your own benefit. And now it's time to face the reaper. Now it's time for you, governing body, to face the court. Because you are slacking. You leave so many people down. So it's only natural that karma is coming back to you. So for me it's strange that there is a little bit of radio silence now as it appears. I don't know in the upcoming few weeks if we see the governing body members again. I don't know. But for me it was strange that people who are leading 9 million people on earth not say anything on their own website about this upcoming court case and that they have to face something. So, let me know what you think about it. We see each other on the next episode.